Chuck Norris! Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris! Hey, the time has come. A man must rise. No occasion will stop him. Nothing can harm him, no matter how mean, no matter the size. Chuck Norris will win. I know you may not think it's possible. When Chuck Norris was born, he drove his mom home from the hospital. I don't know, you may have heard, Chuck Norris can kill 2 stones with 1 bird. Listen here, I tell no lies. Chuck Norris destroyed the periodic table because Chuck Norris only recognized the element of surprise. When Chuck is around, you'd better get on your knees, cause when God said, let there be light, Chuck Norris said, say please. He's a man that takes command. He'll rise to any occasion. Bad guys be damned. Let's tell the entire nation. You know Chuck don't take no lip. Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of it. You know I don't need to tell you why. When Chuck Norris slices onions, the onions cry. He's never had a cold and never had lice. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. I don't know about you, but I can tell you this. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. He checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Yeah! Yeah! Chuck Norris! It's that time! That time to get gay! Time for Chuck Norris month on Toxic Tuesday! Yay! 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 Yay!
Good evening. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever, whatever, however you all are. Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop. Gentlemen, how are you liking that Chuck Norris intro? That will obviously be primarily used on Toxic Tuesday, but I'm sure, you know what? The next step is getting a Clobby's Comic Shop opener as well. I just needed to show it off a little bit. Hey, Christian DeLong, who's been a member for 29 months, saying, being huge, 69 Slayer. I added that part in. Great to see you, Christian, sir. Let's acknowledge those faces in the chat. Vince Womack, Lord Thoth, D. Bud Martin, by Crom King Conan, Jonathan Conroy, and of course, Christian Delorme. And to all you lurkers out there as well, hello. Yes, it is Valentine's Day today, but of course, business picks up as usual. And of course, if you like to have it both ways, which we openly welcome you to doing here on Clobby's Comic Shop, you can do that. Or you could choose which way you want to stick it. Otherwise, YouTube or Rumble, or have it both ways on both. The choice is clear, and the choice is yours. So how's everyone's Saturday night going? I know I'm doing pretty good. No work for Nick Weiser tomorrow, so that's pretty damn cool. Guys, if you're Chuck Norris the Cry, We could always do that. We could always do that. I'm ready to enjoy tonight's episode. It's gonna be a fun blast, and we got Ironcaster back too, sir. How are you?
Hello, sir. Long time no see.
Great to see you.
How we doing out there? You been having some fun, boldly going where no man has gone before?
Well, the first episode was really great, huge success. I already got the next episode mapped out. We're gonna talk obviously the third and fourth episodes. Red Shirt will be my guest for the next episode. I'm already talking to a few other people for the episode 5 and 6 and the episode 7A as well. So I'm gonna definitely have a rotating list of guests. I'm sure some of them will be repeats as well, but I'm gonna go all the way with season 1. And if seems like if interest maintains, we'll do it with season 2 and 3 for all of TOS. But I had a blast that first show. I had a lot of fun. It was definitely something different for me to do as well. Very different from what I do. I feel like because of how different it was, I had to adjust a little differently and operate the show a little bit differently. And so I did. And you know what? Because of that, we're going to expand differently for that show. So yes, things will be happening and it's going to be great. Yeah, I had so much fun doing it and I can't wait to do it again. Hey, if you're ever open for a Thursday afternoon, just yell at me. Just yell at me. We got Christian DeLorme. And then he says, with a Canadian $2 super chat, huge 69 Slayer. He's like, oh, crud. I missed the 69 and the Slayer, so I have to throw it in there. Because I already been drunk. It's been a good day. My man. Good. I loved it. Dude, by the way, before we talk about ASM and F4, did you read Transformers this week?
No, dang it.
It is the best issue Kirkman has done in the series so far, and the best art from Dan Moore. I won't say anything that happens, but I'm just going to say 3 words. Pure adrenaline rush. Nothing more. I won't say anything more than that. But man, dude, it was great.
I'm gonna have to get to my shop this week.
Get there.
I've been putting it off.
Transformers was a banger.
A little bit of side stuff coming up, but
that said, killed. It straight up killed. I'm not gonna say anything, chat. Don't you worry. Yeah, this week I only had 3 books. I had Aquaman, Geiger, Transformers. All of them were great. I'd say Transformers did take the cake between the 3, but all 3 are great. So I had like no problems. I was like, yes. I had a trifecta. So yeah, I was really happy about, man, Transformers. Woo! Oh, Christian with another super chat. Canadian 5. He says, Chuck Norris once went to a feminist rally. He came back with a shirt ironed and a sandwich. Yes, he did. And it was glorious. Glorious. Oh, yeah. Man, Chuck Norris jokes will never get old. Never, ever, ever. That Chris Jericho ever get old.
Never.
Yeah, it's just not possible. It ain't. It ain't gonna happen. So no, this week is big. Obviously, we had, obviously we'll have our classic ASM at 4. Did you catch the Spider-Noir trailer?
I didn't see it yet because I figured odds are we might be watching it here, so I figured I would save it and we'll do a blind reaction.
Okay, cool. Because I don't know if I'll watch it on here. We'll see. If obviously I'd have to trim it out, but well, we'll talk a little bit about it. And I'm also going to bring up a Chuck Dixon 7 Deadly Sinners book that went out this week that looks really badass as well. So it's one of those books where it looks like it's screaming up my alleyway, and we have to acknowledge that's definitely a preview we will watch because we know we won't get hit with that. But yeah, 7 Deadly Sinners looks freaking crazy. It looks like Roadhouse meets Grindhouse, and those are 2 movies that I like a lot. I'm gonna have a blast talk about that one too. So yeah, lots to talk about this week. Lots to talk about. They've been pretty bullshit that Spider-Noir trailer big. Oh, I've heard they've been wild with people at the Spider-Noir trailer. I have heard King Conan.
How about I watch it now? And
why don't you go watch it? Then you and I will talk about it. We'll make it the first thing we'll talk about. And yes, there is a video trailer. we will watch that for sure. We will watch that for sure tonight because I thought Seven Deadly Sinners looks insanely great. I'm pretty jazzed for that. And they got an artist. I'm like, man, I feel like I've heard that name before, and I wasn't like I couldn't like pick up in my mind just where is that name, Mr. Bob C. Harden. But man, great choice. Great choice. I can't wait to get into it later, though. But, guys, why don't you tell me, while we have Caster looking at the trailer for Spider Noir, why don't you tell me, chat, how's your V Day going? How's your week going? Tell me what you are reading this week. I want to see what you are all on this week. And while you guys are all summing up your thoughts in the comments, I'll get into what I've been getting to this week. So, obviously, I'm continuing my Exo Man War read from Robert Venditti. Really badass stuff. Absolutely fun time. Lots of action. I'm enjoying Exo Man War from Robert Venditti. Having such a blast reading that. I finished the Magic Order Volume 1. I did that for Wes's Comics Guild. Been having fun with that. I've finally been catching up on my Savage Sword issues, those big old magazines from Titan. I'm now only 3 more issues behind because, they're big magazines. They're a little bit lengthier of reads, which, by the way, Conan the Barbarian number 28 was freaking awesome. Holy crud. That last arc, 26, 27, 28, that 3-parter, dude, that may have been my favorite Conan story in the entire Titan Comics run so far. It is seriously absolutely freaking awesome. It's Conan in a point in his career where he's a mercenary and he's on the journey to becoming king, the journey to kingdom. And he does a lot of work for hire, and it's great. It's entertaining. The art is great. But man, was this story absolutely engaging. Of course, I mentioned earlier about Transformers. I won't go into spoilers, but seriously, pure adrenaline rush. Aquaman was still great. It's been now over a year, and Jeremy Adams is absolutely killing it with Aquaman. We've got a character who we thought was supposed to be a heroic character. Turns out it was a villain in disguise. Really clever, and art was actually pretty good on it too. But a lot of exposition on that one issue, which is unusual for Adams. But the exposition was super necessary and really well written. I was like, okay, we're getting a lot of important character work here for this particular character, whom I won't say it is, but Aquaman was absolutely packing a punch. And Geiger, oh man, Geiger with the whole Ghost Machine, Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, incredible combination. And I love the banter between Geiger and the Northerner. Gary Frank's art is absolutely insane. And you could tell they're really like leading up to something this issue. It's quieter, but there's movement. And I'm enjoying the movement because we could tell there's some very central figures connected to all this. And I'm loving where those central figures are being connected to and all this. Let me know when you're done, Caster, and I'll drop what I'm saying.
Right.
For the trailer.
I finished up the trailer.
Oh, well then let me do a thing and we will talk about said thing because why not? Ticker Spider Noir. Okay. Adding now. All right. So Ironcaster, level me with your thoughts on that Spider-Man Noir trailer.
Well, I mean, first off, it's Nicolas Cage, and I love me a good Nicolas Cage performance because there's always like a nice range to him. Because there's the very serious where you get down.
I'm gonna freak out.
Oh, they're all over me. Ah! But a couple things I took away from it, just from the color stuff. I love the colors of it, the way the walls are painted. There's a lot of fun stuff there. Getting to see, the Human Torch, which I'm assuming we're probably going to be getting the original one, who's the android.
Say that again.
Oh, as you may or may not know, there are 2 Human Torches.
Are you talking about the original Torch from way back in the day? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, from the Invaders
Yep.
Vader's Days of Marvels. Yeah, I know who you're talking about there. Deep cut.
And well, it's just with it being being the 1930s, and we have a guy on fire. I'm inclined to think, oh, we're gonna get a deep cut here. It's like
Oh, I
as much
wish.
as I would love to see more Johnny Storm, like getting to see him brought in.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You think it's gonna be that character? You think it's
I
gonna
think so.
be? Uh,
Well,
I
because
go ahead.
you see a lot of like military, you see a lot of like the military stuff there, and so I'm that's where I'm kind of thinking that we're going to be seeing some elements of like the U.S. military experiments, some elements like that going on. Nicolas Cage is probably gone to break in to investigate, only to then wind up getting caught up in something that he shouldn't have.
Okay, okay. Which trailer did you watch? The colored or the black and white? And I like that the option you can watch the show either way exists.
I saw the color one. And that's the really another really interesting thing about this is the fact that we're essentially getting two versions of the film. We're getting
Yeah.
a noir tinted black and white one, and we're also getting a color one. But even with the way it's colored, like so much it has these kind of bright comic-y colors to it that is really appealing to me. So while I would or otherwise normally say I'd be all in for the black and white, seeing that they're going to be seeing the colors to it, I don't hate what I saw with the color version.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I only saw the black and white. I didn't even know there was a color trailer. Now I caught the end where it said the show can be viewed in black and white or in color. I'm not okay, cool. I didn't know that there's a trailer option as well. I like that. I'm actually kind of preferable. This is a rare moment where they change something, and I'm okay with it. Is that they made him Ben Riley instead of Peter Parker? I actually am preferable to that. I'm like, okay, you know what? That's a rare change that I'm okay with because I would prefer these traits not be tied to a character like Peter Parker. So I'm actually like okay with that. It looked pretty good. I like the black and white aesthetic. I like the suit. It looks very authentic to what I've seen in those stories, so I like that. My only nitpick is I feel like the dialogue could lose sound a little bit more of its time rather than current year. But if no, if the show is entertaining, is fun, I will always consider that just a minor nitpick. But it actually looked pretty good. I was shocked and watching in black and white. No, I like the coat. I like the look of it. I'm like, okay, hopefully at least if we can't get dialogue wise, hopefully visually we can at least get that old timey look to it because that is very crucial for me. It didn't say that they're giving away too much. It feels like they're keeping a tight lid on it, which I'm fine with. I'm absolutely fine with that. So I'm all for them having everything be as much of a surprise as possible. Hopefully, if they do a second trailer, they don't blow their wad on it and give away everything. So I'm okay with it. Looked pretty good so far. I'm definitely gonna check it out when it comes out. Who knows? Maybe I'll do an episodic review, or maybe I'll do a season one review followed by halfway and then the end, or maybe I'll just do beginning and an end. I don't know, but it's definitely tickled my fancy per se.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat for a lot of reasons. I like that I don't exactly know who our villain is going to be exactly, because the thing is, as we all know, there's such a rich collection of characters to the greater Spider-Man universe, and seeing that we're going to be getting some changes here with it, it being a Ben Riley character, I love that because it's not just recycling Peter Parker and just giving us more watering down of like, well, which version of Peter Parker are we talking? Which can be fun, but it's done way too much. We already have three Peter Parkers.
I like that as a Ben Riley thing. I actually feel like it's because of the traits that this character has in the book. They feel like they're less Peter Parkery. So I'm like, okay, have it be Ben's. I think that works great, and you know, I have some feelings. We'll just say towards the Clone Saga, which we won't get into chat. But I feel like this character's name is better placed with a story like this. I do like that, Nicolas Cage, obviously, very well documented to be a genuine comic book fan. He's been spotted at cons. He's been spotted at shops. He's been spotted talking to fans about comic books. The dude's been in Ghost Rider, even though he was a 40-year-old man playing a 25-year-old. He was obviously a Superman that was never was. He was also the father of Hit Girl in Kick Ass as well. He was fantastic in it. And of course,
Not
he
only
was
that,
Noir
not only
in Into the Spider Verse as well.
not only that, when he did change his name from Coppola, he chose Cage because of Luke Cage.
Yep. Yeah, you beat me to it. Yeah, no. So with a guy like Cage, he's always going to throw sprinkles of what he does in everything ever. But I also know he understands characters. I've literally heard him say word for word, "Oh, that's not how Superman talks. He doesn't do that." I could see him doing it for something like that as well. So I trust in Cage's vision. And it seems like directors try not to get too pushy with Cage, otherwise they will feel the wrath of the Cage if they mess with the Cage. And I'm fine with that. I'm very fine. I actually feel like there is some hope for this thing. I think there is hope for it, and I like that there is at least something there. I didn't catch a release day for this, so unless I missed it, I don't think I saw anything about it for a proper day. But yeah, it's a show on that I'm very curious about.
May 27th.
May 27th. Let me look at my calendar.
Right
Okay.
as it, which, by the way, I love they called that true hue color, which takes me back to like seeing a lot of old movies, the Panasonic color, to the era
Oh,
of the war
Wednesday.
of the film formats.
Yeah, no, I like that too. I like that they're going all in and they're committing to that. To me, if you're gonna do this type of thing, I hope we'll get Felicia Hardy in this because she is a part of the story in the original one. There was a version of the Vulture that was in there. There was a Norman Osborn too. So I think there's a lot of cool ideas of where they could go. And I obviously have documented this repeatedly that my exceptions to the multiverse had remained to 2099, as I've said, which technically really isn't a multiverse because it's in the future, the same universe. A, B, the noir verse. Because I remember really liking that noir verse, and it was just the one that I never really got sick of. To me, it's just like the concept that was really cool to me in 2008, 2009 when they came out with Marvel Noir. So I remember Spider-Man Noir was something that really took off, really took off. So I'm feeling pretty damn good about that. And it's the closest iteration of Spider-Man with a gun, which is always fascinating. Very fascinating to see. What's up, Deeple?
Ooh,
Great to
that's
see you
cool.
here. No, I'm hopeful, and we'll definitely do for sure. We'll probably do like a episode one review, and then maybe a halfway point, and then a season finale. So, but for sure, an episode one review will be definitely taking place for Spider Noir. So, well, sir, shall we talk some comic books like
I
on
think
our
so.
comic book show?
Nick, so I was having a thought for you guys, and
Talk to me.
I think to lay it out for you, we are coming to the close for some Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Uh, Once we get through, I think about two, maybe three more issues, there's a bit of a break as they jump over to FF as a story.
Yes.
So I was thinking when we hit that point, let's put the four on hiatus for a while, and we'll jump into some other stuff.
Sure. Yeah. I
And
think
to
that
that end,
sounds great.
since you've now started Star Trek,
Oh, what
and
about it?
there's been uh, some other classic pop culture properties that you've begun to delve into. I think we
Mhm.
should look at a little crossover. In fact,
That's something we
I'm
could consider. It's definitely something we could definitely look into. Vince, I'm gonna answer this real quick. I doubt there's gonna be any connection. One, that's an Amazon movie done through Amazon's whole spiel. They have no connection to any of those things, so I would not bank on it. Maybe I'm wrong and ends up being connected, but I have major feeling that it's not going to be connected. But all right, you were saying about Star Trek comics. I
Yes.
you see. I need a little bit more time to get familiar into this world, but it's something I'm curious on. That's for sure.
Well, I happen to have a little crossover comic that I thought would be a fun
Crossover.
one for us to
Okay.
delve into.
Okay.
Just because it like you know one of these two, but this might be a way to check out the other. We're talking Star Trek versus
Oh,
Transformers.
oh, 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 oh. Yes. Oh, that looks nice.
Not only
Now
that,
that
the
looks
art.
like it's TOS Star Trek.
Well,
Okay. No. Yeah,
yes,
I see
but it
Spock,
is.
Uhura. Is that Captain Kirk as well?
There's Kurt.
Yeah, okay. Kirk,
Oh,
Spock,
there's McCoy.
Uhura, McCoy. Now who's the lady who's like an animal? Or am
Um,
I gonna find out as I watch TOS?
well, this is that. So this is based on the animated series for the
Oh.
art style, and so
Oh.
one of the things the animated series did was they put more aliens onto the crew. Just because you don't have the same sort of restriction for makeup budget, but it is nevertheless it's a chance to see Captain Kirk and Optimus Prime teaming up, or if you prefer,
Mhm.
we could look at something like Star Trek and Green Lantern.
Okay. Either
The
either sounds good.
the one downside being that one has the cast based on the JJ Trek movies.
Oh no. That's yeah, no. No.
I mean, that said, you do get to see Captain Kirk with a Green Lantern ring at one point.
Yeah. But that to me, like I'm already like watching William Shatner as Captain Kirk in 2 episodes. I'm like, that's the captain. That's the captain. That's it to me. That's the captain. Wait till Nick sees the Enterprise transform. I don't know what that means, but I believe you. I believe you. What's up, Raquel? Long time no see. She says, Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, great to see you here. Thanks for dropping in. And then Christian with another Canadian 5. One last joke, Nick. The problem with mothers breastfeeding in public is when you wink, they never wink back. Good job. Guys. Oh. Oh man. That's way good. That's way good. Oh, what's up, John? I see you there in the chat too. No, I'm good. We're just happy to be here. The show never stopped. It's still going on. We're still having fun. We're still having a great time. We are well here. I hope you are as well. Ooh, look at those pages. Oh, that is nice. Oh, yes. Oh, hey, I see Optimus is doing the hand. I see
Yep.
RC. All right, cool. Excellent. Excellent, dude.
It, despite everything, it was a silly, fun crossover. Getting to see Captain Kirk and Optimus Prime teaming up to beat up some Klingons and some Decepticreeps,
Uh-huh. Oh
Birds of
man.
Prey, and Starscream. It's it. Mind you, this is an IDW comic as well. So this is from yes, that was Windblade. Uh, but it has that same kind of attitude and energy to it, like the Saturday morning cartoons comics from IDW had.
Oh, they did like a Saturday morning adventures line, but for that, kind of like how they've
Well,
been doing TMNT for the last few years.
they use that as a line for as a comic line for IDW, but they also did, for example, GI Joe. There was a couple of other ones that got
Oh.
the same treatment, but those are the main two I know about.
Okay, okay. Hot dog, dude. I like that. Well, we got to sit on these things, think it over. But either way, I think some Trek comicking in the world is the future. I'm just saying, I think that sounds like a great idea.
It's only
Man,
logical.
Christian's jokes were absolutely insanely hilarious. It's a good thing I hadn't started drinking yet. Christian, you're killing me with those jokes, man. Well, I'm glad you could be here, Christian, because I didn't feel like I hadn't seen you in a chat here much often. Wow, I know obviously you're working big time. I know I'm gonna be on one of your shows in May, and that's gonna be huge. And 19 people in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate that. What's up, Chris Mead? Nice to see you here. Let's see here. Where's my glass? Oh, there's my. I have a glass. I do have a glass. So why don't we get pouring on that glass, and then we'll go get into some classic ASM because, well, why would we not? Oh yeah, you can hear that. You can hear that. Oh
Plug,
yeah,
plug.
yeah. The good old makers right here. Good old makers doing the work, doing the dandy work. So I'm
I
excited.
I chose to go with the nice high vintage of one Baja Blast.
Oh, yes. I
Nothing
love it.
but the finest.
All right, chat. All of you, YouTube, Rumble. I have a quiet question to ask all of you, and that's, are you ready? Salute! Mm,
Cheers.
yeah. All right, let's freaking go. Yes, huge cheers, huge cheers. All right, now I'm feeling a little extra 11 tonight. So, all right, Casser, talk to me on your thoughts on this comic book because this is an interesting one.
Right. Immediately, one of the first things that could be quickly to overlook, but it's right on the cover here, or the lack thereof. The fact that this was published without the Comics Code Authority.
Yes, look at that cover. No comics code. See
That
that?
that surprised me for a little bit as I went into it. And I had vaguely remembered the story the story about this happening, though I knew it more so from the DC side, where Speedy, the sidekick to Green Arrow, had a drug addiction problem. But
Yeah.
as I started to read through this, it started coming back to me. Like I remembered, oh yeah, Harry has had a drug problem, which we don't find out now, but in I think the next within the next about 20 issues or so, they go back to say that it's LSD,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which does sort of start to make you wonder and think a little bit. How much of what's going on with Norman, with Harry, how much of it truly is genetic, and just down to just addiction problems, or there are some imbalances that were already there, just a bad line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Is one of the few stories where no, we are left on a spot where we get some of the action right away, but then it really actually quiets down as far as the action. And it's funny because there's a thing that happens here in this issue that apparently happens in a lot of modern Spider-Man, is where a lot of the issue is mostly revolving on Peter Parker, not Spider-Man. But this feels like an exception to rule because at a time this was exceptional. But however, even though it was exceptional that he was Peter Parker the majority of the time, this issue involved him. He needed to do something that required him to become Spider-Man. And I thought that was interesting how they pulled that off because it feels like all he's trying to do is live his life. Yet there's this layer of underneath him, like the ground ready to just shake and blow up in his face.
Oh yeah, because the most important thing outside of Aunt May, it is his secret, his identity. And now you have a villain who knows who he is. Not
Mm-hmm.
only that, having forgotten it for a while, but has now remembered it, again. So this is a threat that he can't just beat up and then walk away from.
No, no, no,
He
no.
and not only that, like with how closely intertwined Peter is now with Norman Osborn, with Oscorp, with Harry, there's no almost no avenue of his life where this isn't going to come back. Like the only escape is ironically enough, like the Daily Bugle, and even that is gonna have to force him to go out and do Spider-Man.
Yep. Yeah. I really like with this issue that on top of like we have, as you mentioned earlier, like the comics code. This is at a time where a lot of these drug things were a problem, as you mentioned with Speedy. We see a major turn with Harry with this, and obviously he's doing it because he is really jealous of Peter, especially from the last issue spilling over into this issue. We had MJ was really hitting the moves on Peter, and Harry was clearly very jealous, and he takes it to another level in this issue. He says, "I'm not gonna get hooked." He gets hooked, and you see he like him and Peter actually have a full on argument, like a proper roommate argument for the first time, even to a point where he was saying, "You're out of here." Oh, sorry, Peter. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not right. It is getting very serious for Harry. It's getting very serious for Peter because Peter, we gotta remember, he doesn't see MJ this way yet. He's still all about Gwen. That is a very key
Mhm.
thing. It's not like Peter's trying to take MJ away from Harry. He's trying to make way for him. He's like, hey, I'm not in your way. I can't do anything. No, you don't want to do it. I don't want to tell you, bro. But I really like seeing their friendship actually and their roommate relationship being actually tested. This feels like we're at a bit of a boiling point for the relationship.
No, you're right. And not only that, it's a refreshing take to see that other people outside of Peter are having these problems, and not only that, it is a problem that is so very human. It's so relatable. Like to to uh,
Sucks.
ha- to have a girl who you're head over heels for, and she won't even give you the time of day. She's like, "No, we're
Mhm.
not going to be serious." Like, you know what kind of girl I am. Is basically what MJ says,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
and with nothing else, Harry finds himself basically going into the bottle or going into a pill bottle to make the hurt go away.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And how for all the times we see the Parker luck destroy him, it's this time around it's Harry who's being destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah. It was wild to see this. And it's crazy because throughout all this is happening, you don't see Green Goblin outside the suit as Norman Osborn. So it's just like a where can the goblin be? Where can he be? And we're seeing Harry's life slowly just breaking down in front of us. And Peter cares. He didn't want it to be like this. He's really trying to like make things right, but it's clear he just can't. No, he has one way he feels about Gwen, and Gwen is obviously still out of the country. MJ is all about Peter. I will say, can we throw in once again from spilling over from the previous issue to this one? The great 70s clothing style. My goodness, dude. Oh man, Peter with the outfits, dude. I had a bit of a laugh with those outfits. Like, oh, that is look at those chains, dude. I'm like, it's the Mr. T madness, but for Peter Parker.
It's so out of character seeing Peter dressed down like this, or getting casual, you know getting a jiggy with it, so to speak, and it works. Like, you could totally see Peter rocking into a club like this.
Oh, I could. That's the thing. I could. I was like, I actually could roll. I especially Peter. We're assuming here he's in his either late teens, early 20s. You're still in a bit of a time where your clothing choices sometimes go in and out. Sometimes you're not that decisive. And Peter's definitely a guy where he's had his thoughts on science a lot more down than he's had his choices or lack thereof in fashion, per se. Can we mention now that with this, obviously, the last few issues, we had Ramita Sr. in art, then we had a Ramita and Gil Kane. Now we're back to having Gil Kane on the art on this issue. And dude, I love Gil Kane's style. Like, I immediately fell in love with it, but like just going through these issues, I just love it more and more. And as I like documentally say, like his style is a bit more busier. There's definitely a lot more he does do, unlike Ramita Senior's straightforward, simple stuff, which is still iconic. But Gil Kane's the way he does the action and the extra attention, little small details he does for all the supporting casts, man, Gil Kane is just freaking on another level. It feels like he has his respects, which I'm glad he does. But I feel like he's one of those guys, he should be in the same conversation as Ross Andrew, as Ramita Sr., as Ditko, and John Bushima. He's just, to me, Gil Kane's one of those guys who's earned his flowers, as they now like to say a bunch of times these days. And what's up, DK Bones? It has been a long time. Welcome back, sir. I am happy you are here. Thank you.
No, I completely agree with you. Like the action in this is up there as some of the best we've seen yet. Like, which isn't to say like, the early stuff was bad or anything, but it is that next level of action that's come up. It looks so good. You just want to see, Peter swinging and trapezing around the flexibility. There's a great sense of motion to how he fights, and not only that, just the little things, the poses of so many of these characters. And oh yes, as Vince said there, evil Tom Selleck.
Evil Tom Selleck had me bummed out. Now Gil Kane is seriously insanely good. He just like wows me as I go through these pages. I'm like, man, what an incredible talent this guy is. I just look at his art all damn day. I really, really love his stuff. I just get floored every time I look at a new page of Gil Kane art.
One of the things I also want to highlight, since we're on this page here, it's the angles to everything, because nothing is ever. While you have straight lines, it's not straight up and down. Everything is kind of swinging in motion with the way Peter would. Everything.
It's like we're living through Spider-Man's perspective. I love that, because obviously we're always supposed to live a little bit through the main character, but I feel like this kind of has even more meaning to it because we're seeing it in a lot of the angles of how he would perceive it. I love that. But can we add in another thing? Because up until this point, it's safe to say Doc Ock was the main Spider-Man villain, the guy who gave Peter the most amount of like heat. But this feels like the beginning of the search of the Green Goblin vying for that number one spot. This feels like the beginning, because it feels like Doc Ock was putting up the better fight against Spider-Man, unlike the Goblin. But the one thing the Goblin had was the identity, because he could get to him on a personal level. But now it feels like he knows how to get to him personally and physically in this issue. And that's a very deadly combination. And on top of the fact you throw in the wrench that Peter just started working with Norman on a regular job. So this is a perfect storm of everything could go wrong all at once. Now with the Goblin basically unintentionally vying for the title of being the number one foe. But were you getting that same vibe when you're in this? This feels like this is him like on the way to becoming the Top Gun of the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, I mean this is an issue that really shows you why Green Goblin is deservedly in the running for that number one spot for the top rival. Because yeah, sure, we had Venom. Venom was a very personal, like that was a second skin to him, and a lot of people might point that way just because of how popular he is. But when it comes down to it, like personally, when it comes down to that, I think Doc Ock is the best one. But I cannot help but give respect to the Norman Osborn Green Goblin camp.
No, I'm actually with you in agreement. I actually do personally prefer Doc Ock as well. I'm actually in agreement with you. But I could see why they were elevating Green Goblin to becoming that villain. And obviously, yeah, it seems like you and I are in the Doc Ock camp. I'm actually in agreement, but it just feels like they were trying to really shoot for the stars and make him the number one villain with everything they're about to do. And obviously, in 22, 24, 25 issues, things are going to really, really elevate on a, at this point in time, unprecedented level. But this issue, for even though it was a bit of a quieter issue in a weird way, because it starts off filled with action, but then it kind of goes into like a lot of the character interactions. It feels like these character interactions just add to everything that Peter's dealing with, because now, like, sometimes when he's Spider-Man, he gets to have a little bit of a release because the Parker life is kind of crazy. But now he's in a spot where both his lives are crazy, because one kind of balance out the other. If he was having a bad day with Spider-Man world, there's the Peter Parker world. Oh, I can go out with my friends. We could go grab a soda or something like that. Now it's, oh crud, my Spider-Man life and my Peter Parker life are both potentially in jeopardy. He's in the worst of both worlds, when usually there's one to kind of fall back from the other. It feels like now, no matter what he does, he's kind of screwed.
You're absolutely right. This issue had a nice little lull in between, like kind of the you have your two end caps that start this off with the crazy insanity of a fight, and then we get the cliffhanger at the very end where Green Goblin shows back up. He is the looming threat. We know that is going to come and hit, but you just with every page you turn, you're wondering, is this going to be when he can come back in? Because he really could at any point in this story. Like, of course, he might have to come and see his son. Okay, well then this is going to lead to the awkwardness moment of, and then Norman looks over and knowing that Peter's Spider-Man.
Okay, John, I see your comment. I say I sent you some pictures. What about for Thursday, the next Thursday afternoon show? They'll save those photos. You can remind me if you want. I will show them off for that Trek show. That way it could be related to Trek, and I'll see them then. I'm sorry, just my messages are slammed, and I still have a few people I got to catch up with. I'm sure you're one of them, but no, I will be happy to show them off for the Trek show, John. Appreciate it, dude. All right. No, I love this ending, because now it's at a spot where we thought Peter got away, and that was his intention, is just hide and make it look like, okay, you finished him. But the Goblin's like, no, did you really think I would just let you live? It was like he was building him up some hope. Just know he's gonna not only bring him right back down, but bring him back down worse than he was before, considering it's at his apartment where his son is. Like, you want to talk about, oh shit, what a cliffhanger. This cliffhanger right here, damn dude. Whoo! This is a showstopper of an ending, straight up. It's so crazy how this issue had slightly less action, though the action that we had was really, really good. But the tension throughout the issue really kept us up there in terms of suspense with an issue that would have a lot of action. It's really tough to have that type of tension in an issue where it's more character and talking driven, not action driven. This issue says, "Oh, I'll show you we can do that," and Stan and Gil succeed.
Well, not only that, when you stop to think about a lot of the character development here,
Yeah.
the relationship between Norman and his son is a very, very rocky one, to put it mildly. And with Norman now in full Green Goblin mode, how is he going to react in this situation? Like, that's an unknown factor. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, is he going to be more concerned with taking out Peter Parker, with stopping Spider-Man, than the well-being of his own son? Is he even going to recognize and realize what is going to happen there?
Good question. Very good question. Yeah, I can't wait till we get into issue number 98. It's gonna be wild to think, man, we're so close to issue number 100. But yeah, I don't know about you, man, but I really enjoyed this issue, which is funny because normally some of the things that I would consider a criticism actually play to its strengths in this issue. And that's, once again, that's impressive when you can take those things and make it the strength of the issue. I applaud, man. I applaud, because if you had a current writer in, let's just say, Marvel do a story where it was a lot more about the talking and the characters, it would have dragged on. It would have not had that same tension with a current year Marvel writer. And that's unfortunate because it shows you that when you do have these issues, people will still hang on. They won't complain about it talking.
Vince brings up another really good point there. That was actually something that was in the back of my head, thinking about how
Oh, I see
I
right
know
here.
yeah, I know how he could be the Green Goblin. Thinking like, is this going to be the point yet, or are we not there yet? And
Mhm.
yeah, he's totally right. How Harry's got the headache, and so there's a little part of me that was even thinking that like, could this could I was thinking could he wind up being the Green Goblin here? Because we ha- we saw we saw Norman go into a room, but
Yes.
before Peter could go in and truly check it out,
Hmm.
boom, here came the Green Goblin.
Yeah, no, I could see why one would think that. I definitely could say. I honestly that didn't cross my mind, but I could see where one would definitely come to that conclusion. Maybe because obviously a lot of us now know Harry eventually became that. I remember when I first discovered in the Spider-Man the animated series, because I remember thinking Harry was the Green Goblin because at that point in time I'd only read a few ASM comics and none of them had the Green Goblin in it. But the way that episode plays out, it baited you into thinking it was Harry the entire episode, only for it to flip you on its head and it ended up being Norman. So it genuinely like shocked me as a youngin. And also, I would find out from kids at the comics, oh yeah, it was Norman Osborn. Harry did become the Goblin later on. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. So yeah, yeah. It's funny how it happens. I think the episode is called like Night of the Green Goblin or something like that, but from the '90s show. But yeah, it really knew how to make you feel like it was gonna be Harry, but it really is Norman. But then you think about when they get to the reveal, like, oh, I see you. It makes all the more sense. So, really great issue, right?
Yeah, it is a solid 4 out of 5.
Agreed. I would give it a very strong, enthusiastic 4 out of 5. This was a really great issue. I loved it, and I cannot wait for number 98 next week. Which, by the way, speaking of next week, going into the week after the 28th, we will not be here. I will be with my kids in Chirac at the United Center for WWE's Elimination Chamber. So we'll take that 28th off. And let's see, 714 will be episodes where we talk issues 99, 100. And then the 21st will be a rare earlier episode that Saturday. I'll probably do either a Saturday morning or afternoon episode because I'll be in Houston for a metal fest. But I'm gonna still do a stream from my place I'll be staying at with my peoples. So it'll be either Saturday morning, afternoon. Caster, I know sometimes you are busy earlier in the day. On say if you're not on the 21st, obviously you're always welcome to come on. But I'm gonna do an earlier show Saturday the 21st.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm gonna move my schedule around as best I can to make sure the show goes on.
Well, good. You got a month heads up now. I'm thinking about. I'm probably gonna do either 11 or 12. I'll do like a still a nice strong 90-minute show. 11 or 12 Saturday, March 21st. So yeah, just keep that window open. Keep that window open. Like Homer, nuclear. It's pronounced nuclear. All right, chat. Dudes, because, well, that's what we have here. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. Okay. This is issue number 586. And once again, the combination of Jonathan Hickman and Steve Epting continues. And boy, this was a bit of a wallop for me to pack from this issue. Once again, there's a lot of threads being hanging on with this issue. It's a busy issue. I almost had to like stop, slow myself down because you have a lot happening. You have Johnny and Ben at the Baxter building. dealing with their stuff. You have Sue at Atlantis. You have Reed with the Surfer and Galactus over there. I was like, wow, talk about what a time to be in the Fantastic Four where all of you guys are this busy dealing with stuff that's all absolutely insane. She's one of the dudes. She's a lady. We like her around here. She's one of the dudes, though. She's one of those ladies who can hang with the dudes. I always got that vibe of Raquel. She was one of those girls who could hang with the guys type of deal. What's up, Muhammad said? Nice to see you, buddy. Cheers, man. Glad you could be here. Ooh, he's reading Justice League of America issue 101. My man. You are on your priorities, sir. Keep that shite up. So, all right, Caster, you know what? Once again, like last comic, like Spider-Man comic, of course, referred to. Give me your lowdown. What you're feeling with all this busyness in the issue?
Well, why don't we start with the little prelude description here?
Sure.
Just to kind of help build it, everything into it. Of course, we have the very basic with number 1, but 2 is where we get into the finer points of it. The Silver Surfer, herald to the world-devouring Galactus, discovered the desiccated corpse of his master, brought from the future by the new defenders of New World. Reed, Galactus, and the Surfer set out towards New World for a confrontation. Sue Richards, accompanied by Prince Namor, the regal submariner, ruler of a modern-day Atlantis, to parley with the leadership of a tribes of old Atlantis. Events took a dark turn, however, when Namor killed King Ul-Uhar. And then finally, if all that wasn't enough, the anti-priest of the cult of the other side of Zero plans to capture the negative zone portal in the Baxter building for his master, Annihilus. His timing is excellent, as Reed's new Future Foundation think tank has created a formula which has transformed the Thing back into his normal human form. So, all of the things that are piling up to the point where any single one of those stories could be an adventure in and of itself.
Yeah, no kidding. Dude, straight up, no kidding. They could have actually done a mini event around this. No BS.
Which immediately is bringing in so many little elements of the greater Marvel universe. This stuff with the old Atlantis right off the bat, Namor being a king, doing what he must, even if it means kind of, I don't want to say kind of betraying Susan's trust in a way.
I'm trying to think how I feel. The Namor thing is more interesting than I thought it was going to be, because I never thought I'd see him in a position where he was going to do something to, make Susan genuinely upset. And he actually has some interesting reason behind that. And I thought, okay, this is actually interesting. I don't know where I'm at with it, but it's definitely got my attention.
You're absolutely right. Namor is going to do what he must to protect his people. And this is an ancient grudge, an ancient rivalry that has resurfaced. And being a king, he knows that he has to be the one to take swift, decisive action. And if it means, taking advantage of the trust of Susan to do so, then he will do what he must.
Yeah. I really appreciate that part about Namor. It's like, okay, so not even Susan is off limits for him to, okay, I won't just, because we all know he loves her. It's so obvious. But if he has to even piss her off to fulfill his duties, it still shows he's Atlantis first. Instead of America first, he's still Atlantis first. So I was like, wow, Namor actually has his priorities in line. You can question the motives for justify or for worse. We have a discussion all day. But the fact that he still chooses Atlantis first above all, I admire that conviction because it really takes a strong belief system to really stick to your guns. And guys do have a historical way of handling things when there's a lady they like involved. And a lot of us are very guilty of that as well. And Namor, though, he doesn't budge.
Well, Namor, if he had it his way, he would have everything. He'd be the king of Atlantis. He'd have Susan at his side as his queen,
Yeah, of
and
course.
and anyone who would dare challenge that idea, he would put down without hesitation,
Uh huh.
because you
Uh
do
huh.
not get between him and all that he desires, all that is his.
So maybe Prince T'Challa and Namor have a lot more common than they both realized. They're both very nationalist in their ways.
Well, I mean, they're both kings. At the end of the day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
everything they
that's
do,
true.
heavy is the head that wears the crown, and it
True.
means you don't you it means you have to oftentimes do nasty, ugly things. You have to
Hmm.
sometimes get your hands dirty, or know that the orders you give out can
Hmm.
lead to the deaths of others.
Hmm. Hmm. What's up, Read by Nature? How you doing, buddy? No, I agree with that. So okay, I'm liking the fact that we've actually gone a few issues so far, and Ben still is in his human form. I thought it was only like one issue, but we're now on 3 issues of this. I did not think it was actually gonna go this far in. I think it'll probably go no more than another 1 or 2 more. But where are you on that? Did you think it was gonna be one issue as well? Are you liking that it's still this way? Are you ready for him to go back? Because obviously we know it's gonna come back because they've already kind of laid it out. It's like a week thing, but it's kind of curious that it's actually lasted this long in the reader's perspective.
Okay, so it becomes a very big and easy plot convenience element to take the thing out of the action for the sake of story complexity,
Mm-hmm.
because any threat that comes along, he can't fight like he could before. He's human. He doesn't have any sort of powers. Like, at best, he could pick up a gun and shoot it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which we do see. And with that in mind, like, it is a fun change to see,
Mm-hmm.
because it it sort of changes up the nature of the Fantastic Four as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
While at the same time, they're always going to be together. They're always going to have each other.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that this vulnerability now exists for the Thing, that he
Mm-hmm.
can live this normal life, but he won't be able to necessarily always be there, even if it's just that, even though it is only just what 1 week per year.
Mm-hmm.
It means that there's going to be that time in which he's going to be unavailable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I love having Johnny and Ben still together, still working with everyone at the Baxter building. They are such a great duo together. If only there was like a mini limited series, maybe they could just call Johnny and Ben, just those two. And I like, let's freaking go because I love these two together. And oh man, seeing them like team up against the greater threat in this book and learning what's coming ahead, which we'll get into later. But I was just like, oh, so they're the ones dealing with that thing because we had some teases of that major character throughout this run. But now it's rearing its ugly head a lot more in front now by issues end. But before we come back to that, Steve Epting's art here. I think he's definitely a better choice than Edwards. Um, some of his faces are good, some okay. His architecture though is really great, especially on this Cooper Kuiper belt. I really like it. It's very Kirby design, and it's like an endless shape. You don't really know. Like I love this right here. He really nailed this. This feels like a F4 comic book right here when you see stuff like this. I really like Steve Epting's style right here. This is where I feel like he shines the best, is when he gets to draw space, the cosmic side of the Marvel universe.
You have a great sense of movement here with the way all the stars are just darting past them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and and it's these crazy zany designs. Like when you look at it and really stop and think about it, like realizing how insanely large this machine must be, because you have planets and moons like in front of and behind the machine at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So from the perspective here, the ship is got to be like on a solar system scale, because it still goes off of this beyond that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. So, okay. The one story I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because this is what basically three stories in one. I'm still trying to wrap my head around, admittedly, the Reed Surfer Galactus story. Do you feel like you have your head wrapped around it? I want to know if there's something I'm missing, because I feel like there's something intriguing here, and there is definitely something that feels heavy about it, but I'm still trying to make it all make sense in my head. And maybe that's a me thing, or maybe I'm that's being done by design, and I'm waiting for a fuller picture as the story goes along. Where are you at with the Reed stuff with the Surfer and Galactus?
Well, a lot of this, it feels like it's paying off the elements of the Intergalactic Council of Reeds,
Yes, I remember that, about how we can fix everything, which I did like
Mhm.
that nod. That was a nod to the very first arc. I did like that.
which in that we see him stabilize a star, feed worlds. Those are all things Reed has done, and so
Mhm,
all of that we read so many months ago has been getting set up to look at here.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
But I mean, fundamentally, it's not just a single time traveler. This is an entire like planet worth of people who have jumped outside of time. That there has become this destabilization that has also ultimately led to people who have risen up to uh, kill Galactus.
mhm, mhm,
The fact that those people exist, that threat does exist to his life,
mhm.
and ultimately Galactus does fear that this is going to happen to him yet. So that Galactus is basically giving Reed the challenge of, Reed, you have better prevent this. Otherwise I will devour Earth. So
Yeah,
everything is on the line.
yeah, and that's where the heaviness kicked in for me. Was, oh man, Galactus is really serious about this, and if you're gonna do this, you better do it quick, because I don't like that I'm holding on to time with this, because he just wanted to do this right away. Reed had to basically beg him, like, give me a chance to do this," and it's got a great splash that follows it after he goes, on the run. I thought, okay, that's a cool killer page up. I gotta go up. But no, I'm really liking where that part of the angle is going. But man, some of the stuff they're going on about dialogue wise, I'm like, bro, guys, where are we left at now? Type of deal. Because they're going on, especially with the additions of these characters. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm dealing with the architect in the Matrix Reloaded, ergo vis-a-vis, yada 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 yada. All right, here we go. I like this
Oh,
page right
what a
here. This
shot.
is great. This was great right here. I really enjoy that. Oh, just realized I'm 40 minutes behind. No, you're good,
Oops.
man. You're good. We're just talking the comic. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it all. I really enjoyed that. I really like too that Sue was trying to play peacemaker to a situation, that she was willing to make herself suffer by holding down a shield, only to find out, oh, hey, there's a lot more to this than you understand. And Namor lays it on her thick. The why. Now, that actually was one of these subplots I was a little uninterested in, but now I've become more interested. I don't know where you are initially to where you are now, but that one has gotten more interesting because of where Namor's directions come from. Maybe it's because I thought Namor was going to be predictable and end up being wrong about Namor. I don't know what it is, but that one got a lot more intriguing to me thanks to this issue.
Well, the thing with the Sue story is
Mhm.
it's a story going in. You don't feel in danger for Sue because one, she's very capable of protecting herself. If need be, she could create a bubble around herself and boot herself out the window and then up to the surface. She can get herself home if need be. Not
Mm-hmm.
only that, she has Namor there, who will would ultimately sacrifice anything at the same time to protect her, to have her.
Yes. Yeah.
And
No.
and now we have Namor in a situation where he's become very antagonistic, to her, but he's still Namor. He still has all these deep, potent feelings towards her. He says,
Mm-hmm.
"You look lovely. God, you're magnificent." Like he's looking down at her, thinking, "I will have you yet, Sue."
She looks like she actually, for once, feels resentful towards him. Like I'm holding down this for you in the very literal sense, and that's what you have to say to me right now. I never thought I'd be this angry with you, yet here I am, type of deal.
Oh,
This got a lot more entertaining for me in this issue. I thank this issue for making this angle a lot more entertaining, because I thought this was gonna be the least interesting one of it all. But this one elevated it for me. But okay, now let's get into um our other big character, because boy, after we see Ben get a hold of a gun, kick ass, take some names, watch the kids be smart with their gadgets. We get the book smarts collide with the street smarts. And then we find out of a arrival, or impending arrival, Annihilus.
Annihilus.
And I was just like, bro, bro, you're doing this to me? You're doing this? We're gonna go there?
It is you have so many ticking clocks going on, and then we're dropping. Oh yeah, by the way, we have a planetary scale invasion that's about to kick off if we don't get this taken care of. As if the threat isn't bad enough, we have all these horrible, insect infested bug men, where killing them just lets them let loose hundreds of eggs to then release yet more. They are
Mm-hmm.
each a weapon where even in death they are not done fighting, which
Yeah.
is perfectly fitting because from the negative zone in this, everything there begins with death.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so from the deaths of these grunts, you have the birth of so many countless others to come forward. It is an oncoming onslaught that there is no simple on-off button to stop.
Nope, it's not. This is going to be a very tough little slab of toothpaste that they got put back in the bottle that I don't think they can. And this is where I feel like Steve Epting definitely plays to his strength right here. Insects, big, nasty, hideous creatures, spiky wings, all infesting the page. I feel like this is definitely one of his best pages in this particular comic book. But I would say a nice solid addition overall to this series and where it is going. It's crazy that we have all these storylines that are basically their own storyline each that could take up an entire issue, and yet we're putting all one. So it's making me wonder. I have wondering this, and maybe you were thinking about it too. Do you think it's all going to weave together, or do you think these are going to stay three separate missions? Because I'm trying to imagine possibilities of how they could all be weaved together, and I'm not seeing the angle. But yet, sometimes writers who tend to do this for a reason, and I'm trying to figure out what the angle is here. Is it something that is where they all tie into each other, or is there something else at play that maybe I'm just not saying? Well, I want to know what you're feeling on this.
Well, this was something I was reading when it was coming out at the time, and the way this was
Okay, okay.
marketed was a build up to the death of one of the team members, where the potential for any one of the four to die is about to fall. So the question is that the hammer's going to fall, but where? Like, because otherwise you would think like if the four are together,
Hmm.
there's nothing they can't do, but they're not. Like we have them separated. Ben is depowered, so he's even more limited. He isn't that same indestructible, ever loving, blue eyed thing. The idol of millions that he
Hmm.
was.
Hmm.
And then you have just all these countless bugs. He could still be an action hero in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the face of this. It's game
Mm-hmm.
over, man.
Game over, man. Game over. I need to just add that as a clip. Freaking Bill Paxton. Seriously, so freaking fun. Game over, man. Game over.
And not only that, you have all the threat of this with the kids in danger. So
Mm-hmm.
it is go time for them all the same. They can't just retreat because oh shit, a nihilist is coming. He's trying to get to the gate to the negative zone so he can
Mm-hmm.
invade into the main world, into the main the positive universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The kids are on the line, and so it's time for them to start putting all that know-how and intellect together. And what
Mm-hmm.
do? Well, they start building guns and bombs. Like I love it. Like Bentley's like I made an explosive, and he's about to use it.
Mm-hmm.
The fun part was that I got to have it and I was carrying it around. Now I have to use it. I'm
I
sorry, baby.
loved that. Made me chuckle. I was like, oh, now I get to actually get some use on this. I had this thing just laying around. I was like, this is the Fantastic Four, kids.
Oh, it is a fun book. It is so much fun to read.
It really is.
It is a highlight of an era. Like this is Jonathan Hickman. Like there's a reason why his name has carried such weight ever since. Like after Fantastic Four stuff came to a close,
Mm-hmm.
he would eventually go to jump into the Avengers, into Secret
Yes.
Wars.
Yes.
A lot of some of the elements that he was setting up with all of that, and that with the stuff we've read here, even started to topple over into that. So this is that strength of the Marvel universe in a lot of ways, where you have this interconnected universe, and just by staying tuned into certain writers, you get an amazing story.
He makes it feel like things matter, which I will give him credit for. Regardless of how people feel, whether it was Avengers, New Avengers, what followed Secret Wars with the all new, all different, or when he had a short stint on the X Men books, Powers of X, and House of X, all that stuff, and then his recent stint on the Ultimates. It seems like there's definitely seems to be a more of a unified agreement as far as Marvel Comics goes. You can see Hickman definitely at his strengths here because there's a lot of Hickmanisms in this, but it's still a Fantastic Four comic first. And I feel like if you definitely want to give someone a definition of Hickman playing to the big two strength and yet still also having what he's known for, this Fantastic Four run is in. If you guys are looking at some of his indie stuff, I would actually recommend his East of West comic. That was actually a really killer Image comic he did many moons back, and he did complete the series. I really enjoyed it. I didn't finish it. I read about half of it, but I really enjoyed East of West. I would strongly recommend reading it. It's a really great series. It's definitely got a lot of his lot of layers as he likes to do with his stories. He definitely tends to have things go deep, and Hickman does, and he excels. And what I was liking in East of West, I wasn't really appreciating as much in like New Avengers, but I at least rolled with it in East of West. So I would say, chat, please do yourself a favor and check it out.
If so, to give one last little
Sure.
recommendation with that,
Yeah.
with Jonathan Hickman in the Avengers, one of the key events that happens, just to kind of sell that a little bit.
Yeah.
All of the Avengers wind up going off into space to fight some great threat that has forced all of these alien races, the Kree, the Skrull, the Shi'ar, all to unite. They are getting their asses kicked, and all of these aliens come to Earth to beg the Avengers, help us. There's something out there that's so great we can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
all the Avengers go off into space to fight it. They get their asses kicked. Meanwhile, while all these Avengers, all these heroes are off in space dealing with this big fight, Thanos comes to Earth. And this is where we also get the inclusion of the of like Ebony Maw and those characters, all those emissaries to Thanos was the Jonathan Hickman stuff. So those great characters we got to see in Avengers Infinity War, Proxima Midnight, for example, were all out of Hickman's run.
It's true. It's true.
But overall, this is a solid 8 out of 10. This is another 4 out of 5.
I agree.
I would, if anything, I would say the Spider-Man is a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. I agree. You think 4.5? I'll go 4, but I did respect that. I feel like they were both really strong 4s for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, ultimately, it feels weird to be given the same score to two books in a row, but they are both so good right now, and we're not stuck reading through some of the bad eras of books.
Yeah, which is nice that we're not, because it's nice to be going through these books. Like, okay, this is fun. This is great. And I'm really enjoying that. Know what that? I know I'm glad you pitched this idea to go through this run, because I have definitely reevaluated my stance on this particular run of comic books from Hickman, because I gave him crap for this stuff then. And well, hey, I make mistakes too. Okay. Okay.
It happens.
What? Say that again.
It happens.
It does. Oh yeah, I remember Clobby he was that way with Hellboy. Remember that? And then all of a sudden he is just like, oh hey, this is pretty damn good, you know? So I was like, it's funny how it is funny though. It really does happen. It's funny how that happens. It makes you think what was going through your head when you weren't feeling it. That it really does make you, like, when you're reassessing your thoughts, like, what was I thinking at the time? It's just funny how that happens. But guys, nobody's no, nobody is, and that's up to including me, because I screw up too. But we're gonna get into our next thing to talk about. So, chat, thank you for being here with us. It is Saturday night, and you are all excellent, and I appreciate all of you for being here. Christian, thank you for those 3 super chats, sir. Chat, salute.
Cheers.
Let's get into the next thing now. 7 Deadly Sinners from Chuck Dixon and Bob Harden. I'm ready to talk about this. So this is coming out on Rip Ascend, which is like where you can put out exclusively creator-owned work. We don't need to get all in all history, but I want to go into talking about the trailer once we actually view it. So let's actually take a look at that. We're going to look at it actually on a bigger screen. So I'm going to big in it. There we go. Let's look at this, because this to me was really killer. Straight on. Just get my volume ready. Okay, and go.
When the law leans hard on a brother of the road, 7 of the baddest of the bad join forces to bring $1 million in California gold to market. In the wildest, gnarliest, deadliest rally race ever. Over 100 pages of rubber burning, road raging, gear jamming, gas guzzling action. They're wild. They're free. They don't give a damn. A retro instant classic of a lifetime in the making. Coming at you from comic book outlaw Chuck Dixon and legendary cartoonist Bob C. Harden. And the hard-riding gang at Rip Ascend.
Yeah.
I think this looks insanely badass. And of course, I was like, something like this, I would already naturally back because it simply exists. But boy, oh boy, when I was looking at the options, I saw there was koozies and I saw that there was of course the shirts, there are stickers to this too. I'm like, if you're gonna get someone like invest into something, this is to me, this is the way to do it. This is a really great way of going about it. I was so happy to see something like this because we can use a story that's tough as nails, bikers, violence, and a lot of the characters are named after the seven deadly sins. I was like, everything about this smells like a freaking grand slam waiting to happen. I'm just saying, I'm really excited about this. And there's the regular cover, and it's a wraparound, which is cool. I didn't know that, so that makes it even more cool. And they got the 3D cover, that's cool. And of course, the mass print. I like the mass print cover too, which I like because it's got like an old movie poster feel to it too, where it's like you have a few colors that stand out, the rest is black and white. I really like that. No, it's a really cool trailer. It's really cool. The story sounds cool. I love how this sounds. Let me see if I can go down and see if there's a description. There we go. Trouble starts on a lonely farm, the kind no one walks away from clean. When the call for help goes out, it isn't the police who are called in, it's the sinners. Seven walking problems with nothing to lose and no interest in playing nice. What follows is a fast, brutal descent into outlaw justice, where survival matters more than redemption and mercy is a luxury nobody can afford. From comics legend Chuck Dixon and powerhouse artist Bob Harden, Seven Deadly Sinners delivers unapologetic, grindhouse style storytelling packed with violence, velocity, and attitude. Dixon's razor sharp script builds a team of morally compromised anti heroes who barely trust each other, yet they're the only thing standing between the innocent and something far worse. Harden's raw, kinetic artwork and heavy hitting colors punch every moment through the page, giving the world a scarred, lived in grit you could practically feel. If you like your comics fast, fierce, and fearless, welcome to Sin. See, now this is the type of concept you do anti-hero with. If you're a go anti-hero, this is exactly the type of concept you do that with. This is where I was like, when you do it, this is how you do it. Ooh, Debo looks like he knows some stuff about this Bob Harden. Harden did the art in the old cartoons magazine. He's a perfect artist for this. So it sounds like he's suited to draw, assumingly, lots of chaos and badassery. I feel like we're gonna have a testosterone fueled festival reading Seven Deadly Sinners. I'm freaking stoked for this. I think this is easily the most stoked for a Rip a Send comic that I've ever seen. I'm like, bro, bring this, inject this shit, like pump me full of drugs of this stuff. It's not been, there's no number one attached. Looks like this may be a one shot. And if that's the case, it's even got an 18 plus rating too. Look, it's even got an age 18 rating. This tells me this shit's gonna get wild. We're gonna like, it's gonna get really wild with this comic.
The my favorite piece is the it's the poster. The was it the pedal poster?
We'll look at them because they're all three look killer. I hate that they all look kick ass because I actually kind of want one and I haven't got one. I ordered cover A, the wraparound, and I ordered the stickers and I ordered a shirt. But I'm like, man, I want to go back for the koozie and one of those posters. But I love that we have a koozie. It's like we're acknowledging all the beer drinkers out there. Really killer. And let's get into, let's get into one of these posters right here. This is the red and gray one. I really
Mhm.
dig this, dude. Here, you know what? I'm gonna embiggen this. Okay, let me embiggen this one because this one deserves more of our attention elsewhere, so we can admire. Oh, Caster already got covered with one of them. I like this. This looks like it's like a 70s movie poster. So that's obviously not the right
Exactly.
one, but this is still really killer nonetheless.
This I wish this was one of the covers because I want this poster. I think this is a thing of beauty. I love me some grindhouse esque 70s posters. It is working in all just the right ways. It's got just enough sex appeal to it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Like I want this movie.
Yeah. I feel like Chuck just laid the groundwork for a badass movie, and he didn't even realize it. Straight
That
up.
is that's the one that's I've had my eye on. That I adore that, and also
There's the red
also
and gray.
I think if anything, that common nerd, he's gonna have to get this plant shirt.
Oh God, yeah, right. For his $5 Tuesdays, let's just all fund him and get him a poster of that. And here's the red and gray one, which is really killer too. It's a little less color. We're still really killer. I really enjoy this as well. I like how there's the blood streak. I like how the emphasis on the blood streak under the motorcycle, assuming that it's a blood streak. But yeah, I like the one you showed the best. This is probably my second favorite one. But I'm thinking if I'm gonna do a posters, it's gonna be the one you highlighted.
That that colored one. Like normally, I see why a lot of people will like your your monocolor, your black and your red and black, or your kind of tan and yellow, things like that. But there's just something about the design of this having that bright yellow box behind it that really kind of centers it and focuses your eyes right onto where all the attention ought to be.
Yeah, no, it does. It really does. I'm gonna go into the stickers because I thought the stickers were really cool. And it's cool to see stuff like that being like put out because when I see stuff like that, it tells me you got a lot of faith in your item that you're putting out there for people to see. And I like seeing that type of confidence. I really like saying, oh, you know what? Hey, let's put out some stickers that you don't know these characters yet, but you're going to love what you see here. So let's look at those stickers. Got it now. Right here.
If anything, that little pot leaf sticker, that is going to be a bestseller. I could see them doing like that as a standalone sticker.
Dude, they have that
Give
as
me
a shirt. That pot sticker is a shirt.
That's the one I'm saying Common Nerd needs to have.
Oh, dude, yeah, right. No kidding. That's and I you look at it, think that needs to be a shirt, that and the More logo, which is their brewery in this. So you got the brewery and their leaf, and those are both their shirts. What's up, drunk 3PO? He says Vindicta. Are you I see I've not looked into Vindicta also. I don't know jack about squat, but how you doing, Jay? I will have to look into that story to see what is going on there. So I actually know nothing about it. I'm like, oh, like I'm in normie knowledge on that one. But great of you to drop in. More logo, which is funny because not far from me, there is actually a brewery called More Brewing. Obviously, it's spelled More and not Mohr. Assuming it's pronounced more. But I love the stickers. That to me that's confidence. That oozes confidence. Let me dig for the shirt. The shirt is I haven't done weed in many years. And when I did do it, it was very, very sparse. Like, I don't know, once or twice a year type of deal. I was never a guy that got like hooked on it, unlike our buddy Common, who really has a love for the ganja. But this thing, I was just like,
I'm
go,
about a
go
good
ahead.
decade. I'm about a good decade or so since I've done it. So I've it's kind of well beyond my times.
But even this shirt's killer to me. Like, I was like, okay, I like this shirt. And I actually had to do double take think, okay, this is not my style, but I can't help but admire how killer it looks. Seriously, this should not be my style. Actually, it isn't, but I like it. What the
I feel
hell,
like
guys?
it
This is
looks like
like
it should glow in the dark.
it does look like it should glow. It does. It really does, man. Oh no! But once again, though, it's killer, and it's very distinct too. It's one of those things where if I saw from miles away, I would be like, that guy's wearing a Seven Deadly Sinners shirt, and I'm gonna high five him, and we're gonna slam beers together. Oh yeah, type of deal. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. Caster was faster again. Oh man. Oh, I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, lime green too. And the lime green works. I like the lime green is really perfect for this. Buddy of mine smokes. I tried a couple times. That's hey, and that's fair. That's the thing. I got a lot of people who watch this stuff who are straight edge. Some people who don't do anything. Some people who are just drinkers. And I love that we can all still come together for the medium of comics. To me, that's like the damn coolest thing ever. So, okay, this is the shirt I picked out with the More Brewing logo. Where are you? Here we go. Okay, I'm getting it up for you guys because that's all I've wanted to do with my life is get it up. So there's the logo. Well, right there.
Good choice.
7. Yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. But man, it's one of those rare times where I actually wanted the other design as much. But I'm really considering like that other shirt, but for sure the poster, man. For sure the poster. Yeah. This is something that's really working in the works. But you know what? Since Jay did drop in, we will take a look at his Vindictica. Why not? We got some time to burn. We got 20 of you in our chat. Thank you guys for being here. This is a great crowd tonight. I'm very, very grateful for that. You guys are badass for it. So thank you very much. But yeah, this is the shirt I scored. I look at it. I said, okay, hell yeah, bitch. I want that shite. You put that shit into my veins and I will embrace every little detail of it. So yeah, here I am doing just that. Okay, let's see here. Let's go. As I see Vince and Deeple holding the fort down on the Rumble side. I'm gonna bring it down so we can get to the Vindicta because I don't know what the Vindicta is, but because I'm going all normie mode on this. Let's see here. I'm assuming Vindicta is. I'm looking. Is that the daughter's? Oh, that's okay. I found it. Okay, I was letting my normie show with that one. Okay, you know what? Let's look at this. Daughter's Revenge. All right, chat. We're gonna look at another. Oh wow, you guys don't look at 71,213, 1,447. Wow, this did really good. Really good. Congratulations, Jay. Like, hot damn, dude. Teasy Bird, Nick, bros over hoes. Hey, I'm with the bros here. Last night, I was with my girls last night. We went out to Texas Roadhouse and we ate like kings and queens. We straight up did. We had a great server. Guy was absolute cream of the crop type of waiter. And our food was great. I got a country fried chicken with gravy. And my oldest, she got this chili cheese hot dog with Texas fries. And then my youngest, she actually got a sirloin steak, medium well. And I had one piece of her steak and it was really good, like really damn good. I was like, hot damn. I think it was a 6-ouncer. Dude, it was really good. It was really damn good. So yeah, we were champions last night. Straight up champions. I was proud of us. I was very damn proud of us. So yeah. I did my night with them. I got them their plushies, but I'm happy to be with the boys tonight. And the rolls. Oh, dude. The rolls were so good, but that's also the problem. They were too good because by the time our actual food showed up, I wasn't even able to finish my chicken. And I ate a good portion of it. I ate a really good portion. But great to see you, Mike. Yes, deeply. You heard medium well. Medium well. Not well done, just medium well. There was a little bit of pink there. I tasted it when I had my one piece. What's it called? The rolls were so addictive. I'm like, this is a meal before a meal. Are you trying to put us into a coma? I can't help it. They were so
Nick,
addictive.
Nick, you made the amateur mistake of filling up on bread.
Oh, I know, dude. Straight up. I don't blame the waiter. He was just doing his job. But that was my fault. I should have said come, but that's what I get for not being at Texas Roadhouse prior to my life. That was my first time ever at one in the history of ever. Okay, now that we've done all that, rolls aside, let's look at Daughter's Revenge. Ooh, even bigger screen than YouTube. So we've advanced.
Do it.
I'll say I had a piece of hers. I loved it. I straight up said it and meant it.
There have been 1,000 terrors of the sea, born of myth and legend. But there's never been anything quite as dangerous as that man right there. Jonathan Reed.
Load. Damn. I thought we were going to do it again. You had me. You really had me with that. Who's Russ Morgan? I got to ask. I don't know if Jay's still around, but I want to know who Russ Morgan is because I have no idea who that is. Salute to everyone. Salute to you, sir. I don't know who Russ Morgan is, but I know he's working with Jay. So, no, looks pretty damn fun. I must say myself, I'll be like Foghorn Leghorn and say, I'll say this looks like a good old time. And women in foreign ports are the good old days of piracy, naval battles, and women in foreign ports. Yeah. No, it does look good. I will say it looks a lot better than I had no idea what to expect, but it looks a lot better than I could have imagined. Looks like he's doing the 3 cover deal as well. He's got an artist edition. Cool. A flag. I mean, hey, if you're doing a pirate book, you might as well. That, you know what? I'm glad we're talking about pirates. This reminds me of a high school memory about pirates. When I was in high school, they would do like these things, encourage people to participate. And I came from a grade that was known as the underachievers, my graduation class. And in that graduation class, we were the least participative in anything. I remember the grade under us were I guess you could say the most school spirited, which was a very balanced out thing from the most least school spirited. So maybe by that contrast, we just want to be done, get the hell out of here deal. But there's a thing coming called Western Day. And we were like, we don't want to do that. So we decided to go against it. You know, a lot of us, we are reunited in one thing. Let's just do Pirate Day instead to go against Western Day. So any Western Day ad, we put a Pirate Day ad over it. And we all dressed up as pirates the day of. We even took a bunch of cardboard and took one of our friends' vehicles, and we went around like we were in a truck ship around the parking lot. So we rebelled with Pirate Day. And it was a very fond memory of the rare moments where you brought a lot of people together from our grade who were, as I said, were massive underachievers. Yet here we are being pirates. And that brought us together of all things, dressing like a pirate. So no, your book is done kick ass, Jay. You and this Russ guy, and you got an artist book. Eric Hotz, I've seen that name. I can't say I remember where it comes from, but No, I'm gonna remember this to look into. I'm gonna look at these covers here because why the hell not? We're already here. It does look like a good swashbuckling adventure. It does. So my guess is let's see here. Ba ba ba. I would probably do that cover. Yeah, I'd do that one. That'd be my one. This one's
I
fine,
might go with that one.
but you all do that. You do that one? Okay, so I'm leaning more towards this guy. I like that one more. But you like this one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's got that good, nice red splash of color, the sword right in the center of the page. It draws your eyes right to it.
It's Irene Strakalski's cover. Just looked at it. It's Irene Strakalski. So that
Mhm.
could explain something. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna if my tax return comes in a few days, it should any day now. I might just pick up a copy of this extra as a little bonus because I actually now genuinely curious about this story. Nice one, Jay. You got me, Jay. Oh, okay. I'm retarded. I just realized it says created by J. David and X Wing. X Wing must be that Russ guy's name that we were seeing in the credits. That must be. I know who X Wing is. I've not really listened to him, but I know who he is. So that's great. I had no idea he had writing in him. Funny how that works. Oh, let's do that. Well, how about we get into that, Mr. Caster? Do you
All
got a
right,
screen you want to upload?
I do. So
Bring it down.
uh, one of the little segments I've often done on the show here to set this up is a little bit of a highlight for the stuff coming out next weekend. Having been a while since I last done it, I thought it was time to revisit. So, without further
Yeah.
ado, I've got a few pages here I want to go ahead and highlight. Some books coming up that are on my radar that I think I want to at least check out.
I know. Fuck taxes. I know. I know, guys. But we're gonna get into Savage Sword Reforged because I actually have not read any of the Reforged stuff, so I don't know what the context is here. So get into it, Caster.
Let's see. So, as per our description, in the desert city of Zambula, Conan is attacked by a group of cannibals who feast on the weary travelers. Together with a mysterious dancer named Zabibi, he learns the city's ruler turns a blind eye to the nightmarish hunts, so long as those who live there aren't on the menu. But when Conan agrees to help Zabibi kill a depraved priest who cursed her lover, he finds himself caught in a web of illusion and betrayal within the temple walls of the ape god Hanuman, reprinting the adaptation of the original Robert E. Howard story from Savage Sword of Conan number 14, presented here for the first time in stunning color. And right away, ooh, that
Okay.
toxicity.
No, it's a great cover. It's a really great cover.
Oh,
Wow. That is stunning. I give
okay,
him
that
a
that that is the winner.
That is a killer cover. That is. Though
I mean,
that's
this
was
isn't a
outside there too. That was is that Alex Horley? I think it's Alex Horley's cover.
yep.
Yeah, that oh yeah, I see his name there. That's a killer cover too, though. Like hot dog, dude, that's a killer cover. So it sounds like it's a reprint of a story that's touched up a little bit. Okay. I can roll with that. I can roll with that. So it's not exactly new, but it's definitely giving a bit of a facelift, if you will. A welcome facelift.
It's more Conan. What more do you want? It's Conan being Conan.
Oh,
Uh,
straight up, man.
Next, one I'm not as familiar with, but once I saw the cover, and once I saw the some of the names attached to this book, I knew that I have to check this out next week.
No, dude, that this oh
Astro.
Astrobots. Okay, so what's the deal here?
So, uh, Simon Furman was a guy who's worked on Transformers for a long time. In fact, there's a lot of staples of the larger Transformers mythos that came from Simon Furman. So to hear his name attached to a comic about big robots, oh, you have my attention now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Simon Furman, writer of the original Transformers comic series, creator of Marvel's Death's Head and writer of Astrobots Volume 1, has teamed up with Philip Knopf, known for his work on IDW's Transformers Last Spot Standing, to continue the mecha masterwork based on the toy line designed by Aaron Thomas. Pathfinders, pioneers, breaking new grounds in the furthest reach of the galaxy. They are Astrobots.
Big robots, big toys, robots everywhere.
Ooh.
It looks like a lady robot. It looks like a lady robot. Astrobot. Simon Furman. Simon Furman. He could be a Furman for all we know, though. He could be. Simon, I need you to tell us, are you a Furman? Or are you a Furman?
Yeah,
I want to know.
This is a comic series that I am all too unfamiliar with, but I now have something I'm going to read this week, so maybe I'll be able to come back and tell you more about the Astrobots.
You should. You really, really should.
But speaking of bots, there are more bot comics coming out next week, and we're going to go with a little bit of a classic here with one Mega Man X.
Oh, that new game coming out on the Switch 2 actually looks really good. I saw the trailer for it a few months ago, and it looks like a very fun time. I think it comes out next year. It looks good. It looks really good.
When I think back when Archie Comics had the Mega Man license to do a Mega Man comic series, it was a really good run. It was one I was picking up regularly. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and sadly, it all had to go away when Archie lost some of the Sonic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But to see that there's a Mega Man comic, and no, yeah, we're going to Mega Man X to the year 2000X.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, like, you have my attention with Mega Man alone.
The Mega Man alone is a selling point. I hear that, man. And Jonathan Comer says he's got it and he loved it. Yeah. And hail your Muslim uncle. Did I miss him in the chat? I swear I didn't see him. But hail, sir. Great to see you around here in these necks of the woods. Mega Man. I think G.I. Joe number 19 hits his. Oh, there he is. There he is. That comic looks awesome. Yeah. I agree, my dude. I agree.
Oh, yes, indeed. G.I. Joe number 19 does.
And also, you got the Cobra Commander artist back for this because he did a few issues in the second arc, so he's back for this one. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I saw Clutch and Duke. Oh. And a robot and a human are butting heads. I can't imagine that's going to go well for the human's head, though.
or hounds.
Or hounds, yeah. It's okay.
Ooh, we got CoverGirl.
I like CoverGirl. She's an awesome character. From what I've read in this run so far, was this G.I. Joe run has been freaking awesome. I love it. That Dreadnought War was such a blast of a story, a 5-issue run. And we got introduced to Roadblock in the issue after that. The fallout of Dreadnought War is a one-off story on Roadblock, and I had so much fun. It's been action-packed, lots of toxicity, lots of badassery. And then you had that story with CoverGirl and Baroness teaming up. Dude, it is so killer how G.I. Joe is just absolutely swung for the fences and is just knocked it out of the park, issue after issue after issue. Oh, G.I. Joe Transformers, always my friend. So, Muslim Uncle. Image has a shared universe going on right now called the Energon Universe with G.I. Joe and Transformers. The creator of The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman, is writing Transformers, and he has a guy named Joshua Williamson writing G.I. Joe, and Kirkman even created his own property for this Energon Universe called Void Rivals as well, which is killer, and that's over 2 years in of issues as well. So you have these 3 comic books making the Energon Universe, and it's been great. Deeple 1 says Roadblock. Dude, yeah, that Roadblock issue was great, man. Really great. I really had so much fun with it. it's so cool that over 2 years in, almost 2.5 years now, and the Angelic universe is just absolutely kick ass. It's nice to have a shared comic book universe as far as comic retailers go. That's really kicking ass. Besides Angelic universe, what's your favorite current pull? Who boy, Conan is killer. Flash Gordon, which Jeremy Adams done his final issue on, has been killer. Aquaman has been even great as well from Jeremy Adams. Conan, eh, God, the Middle World books are great, and of course, there's all the killer shit I get from the internet side of things, whether it's Russ Leach's Cole books, any killer book from the Rippaverse as well. There's just been so much awesome stuff for me to read to balance out for what's been lacking out of Marvel and DC. My favorite though, that's really tough to pin down. I mean, Castor may have an answer, but for me, I'm having such a fun time. Oh God, I have to really think. Remind me next week. I'll have an answer for you. I'm gonna think about this for the next week. You'll get maybe a top 1, 2, or 3. All right. I gotta really sit on that so I can make sure what I say is what I mean. All right.
So if I were to go ahead and pick one and to highlight something that you haven't, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight Gotcha Man. That has been
Okay.
a fantastic book. The art is spectacular. They have been doing all kinds of issues to highlight so many of the different characters. We had a little 5-issue miniseries for Bird Katse, the big villain.
Uh-huh.
All the while still having a main comic going on. It is one of those. It it is a time of comics where just so many of these companies outside of the big two are just really thriving.
Yeah, I love it. I was like, who needs Marvel? Who needs DC? Seriously, it's like DC's lucky that in the last year plus they've gotten my business for the first time in over half a decade with Aquaman. But other than that, I have no care to really look into any of their other stuff. Marvel, it looks like it's just straight up atrocious every time I look back into solicits on it. I just don't care. But it's fine because I have my grounds covered everywhere else. So it's like it's not a matter. Even Saturday Morning Adventures TMNT is killer. I'm really enjoying that. Of course, the Ghost Machine books are killer. Geiger, Rook Exodus, Red Coat, those are all killer as well. Skinbreaker as well has been really good. Battle Beast, based off the Invincible character, has been awesome. Oh man, Battle Beast is such a fun time. Very brutal too. Very brutal. Oh man, much brutality. Damn, Gotcha Man. I love Battle of the Planets. I fell in love with Gotcha Man when I found out about a year later, and I bet the comic is awesome. I think I bought a crossover one years ago. Nice.
Like Gotcha Man has had some solid comic art, which from when I first saw it, my first thought was it might have been they might have gotten Alex Ross, but it took me for a loop, and these covers have been consistently solid. Here,
Mhm.
just to kind of give you
Woo!
the larger
Those are
highlight of
some
them.
those are some smoking covers. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Show it off,
Uh,
dude.
Here, let's highlight this one just for
Oh
random hits. Number
yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
the the coloring, the lighting, the designs of these are it is some clean work. There is very minimal actual line work to it. The
Hmm.
colors are doing all the heavy lifting, and also we got some upskirt shots plenty throughout the series.
Speaking of skirt shots, did you see all the covers that have been coming out Rippaverse with the BTG artists?
No,
All right, well, I'll because I love our chat, I'll do it for them and for Caster, especially for Common Earth, he's gonna get a major chubby from some of these covers. And Muslim on Glass is Battle Beast the lion character because I could say yes, that's the one. That's the one, man.
so
Uh,
while you pull that
yeah.
up, Nick, I have 3 books left to highlight, and then we
Sure, sure,
can
sure.
talk about
Yeah, let's
it.
finish
So
it up. And while you're getting that, Jonathan Conway picked the first. Which Supergirl? You talking about from the current run or from a previous run? So I'm gonna get one of the. I'll get the Yaira Frost and Ruin cover up. So go ahead and show off more as we do
Well,
this.
well, since since I've been one of the other comics that I've also loved as of late was Space Ghost, which has had some spectacular work. Dynamite has been getting a lot of my money and a lot of my time and attention. Not just the
Mhm.
Vampirella, but also some of their other stuff, the throwbacks to a lot of the classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons, which also includes Thundar the Barbarian.
Thunder. I might check that out. I'm actually genuinely considering that one.
What
That
a
seems
runaway
like that could be
planet.
a really fun time.
What a runaway planet. Hurtled between the Earth and the Moon. Cosmic destruction was unleashed, and mankind's proud civilizations were cast in their ruin. 2 millennia later, the planet is nearly unrecognizable, a harsh and savage realm where sorcery and super science both reign over the powerless masses. Now, rising up from their ranks, one man is breaking the bonds that had restrained him. With the help of his faithful companions, Ariel and Ukla the Mock, he has dedicated his life and the power of his mystical blade, the Sun
Mhm.
Sword, to
Mhm.
liberating his world from the forces of evil. He is Thundar the Barbarian, and his story begins here.
Nice.
Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron's writing it. We got Huber Ball doing returning for some of the art. To return to the halcyon days of Saturday morning TV in Dynamite debut of Thundar the Barbarian, bringing in with him all new tales of this original hero trio and their ongoing battles against the corrupt forces that dominate the strange new world. Featuring apocalyptically appealing covers from Michael Cho, Francesco Mattina, Bjorn Barends, and Joseph Michael Linzer, and Rob Liefeld. This premiere issue also features the special mystery blind bag variant.
Good old blind bags. Blind bags.
Okay, this this might be my favorite.
Oh, I can't imagine why. It's like get the new P. Oh, I see. Yeah, guys, I don't know. YouTube is weird and dumb. Some people can see each other, they know that they're there. I don't know. Tell you guys, sorry. That's a YouTube thing. YouTube's retarded. Supergirl current. Oh boy, is it filled with a lot of chatting, Jonathan? It's got to be filled with a lot of talking. I can only, not even good talking. Probably really boring talking about going to Starbucks or something. That's definitely a Rob Liefeld cover. You can't mistake that from miles away.
I had to
Dude.
see it. Like I'm down for it, but like Liefeld, come on, the jaw, man.
Oh yeah, the jaw is kind of weird. Yeah.
It
Jaw
what
jaw is
was
kind
he
of weird.
was he watching? Was he looking at Quagmire?
Ah, Quagmire. Oh man.
Oh,
I like that cover though. I like that Michael Cho cover. I think that's actually my favorite cover.
on top of this, Dynamite has one more book coming out this week, this upcoming week that I do want to check out. Archie X the Army of
Ooh-wee.
Darkness.
Archie and Army of Darkness. What a combination. My oh my. Dude. That's wild. Archie. What world? Oh, Eric Burnham's doing it. He's the guy who's been writing Saturday Morning Adventures TMNT.
That
So
sounds about
that
right.
has hope. That has genuine hope, dude. I think you're gonna need to walk the minefield for the honest one. Tell me, because man, that is hope. Was it like a one shot? Ash and Archie. Oh man, that is good.
Oh,
Oh, that is good, dude. Oh man, that is seriously great. I like that. I like that shite a lot. And of course, yeah, I definitely recognize the homage to that. Yeah, Vit says as well that codes homage. Yeah, I recognize that for sure. I like that. That's really killer.
I mean, Archie has done it all at this point. We had
Uh-huh.
Veronica was a vampire, Jughead was a werewolf, the Punisher came to Riverdale, the alien, they had zombies. So much. Though
So
I don't
much.
the one thing I don't think they've done yet has well, for my last book, I
Yeah.
don't think they've quite met the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, that's bold.
Image Comics has been doing a whole slew of books based on the Universal monsters, and we've already had the Invisible Man, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I believe they
Yeah.
did Dracula. I know they've done Frankenstein, and finally we are getting the Phantom.
About bloody time, man. About bloody time. We're getting some Fan of the Opera. Hopefully it's good. I'm gonna wait to hear some words on this one, but I genuinely hope that it's good. I like the cover. I do like the cover. Reminds me of God, what was that guy who did stuff with Ed Brubaker, Criminal? Oh, the name's leaving my mind. But the guy who works with Ed Brubaker a lot on Criminal. Oh man, the name is leaving my mind, and I hate that. I hate it when that happens. That's cool. I like that. Very old fashioned. It's all right cover, but I like the one before that a lot more. There, a
I
black
think
and
I
white
like this in
version.
color
I
better.
like that. Yeah, I like that as well.
Ooh, wait,
Somebody, someone. I can't read. Yeah, it's got too many
something
words.
O'Connell.
Yeah, words in front of it. It's all right. I like that. Just that the other one though, where it had the color in black and white though. That's the Runaway. Blank. Andrew Milana. Okay, that's the Cobra Command. See, I don't know if he Phillips, bro.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure if you saw, but Eric and Carol Brown, who did Dirty Deeds, they're doing this one-shot story with Will Conrad on art. And it's called Frost and Ruin, and this is one of the covers for it. I figured that would give you you boys a major happy in the chat. So yeah, that was the Ira one. And then there's a Sersha one as well. I'm gonna highlight that one as well. And this is actually the Sersha cover that I pre-ordered. I actually thought this is genuinely the most baddest ass of the baddest ass. So
I like it.
that's the
Very.
BTG artist for both of these. Really classy. Got the whole gun holder, got the glass, the beverage there on the left hand, ready to show off, but also ready for action just in case. I dig it. I think it's a genuinely tells a great story on that cover. I actually really dig this cover. I'm sure Common Nerd probably already popped a few French toast sticks looking at some of these covers. I'm just going to talk about Common Nerd like that since he's not here. I'm just going to talk about it really like that. Watch I say that he's going to comment in the chat. I'm still here. Yeah, Jonathan Conway, very toxic. All right, that is very toxic. Very toxic. But yeah, I'm looking forward to both books. Really looking forward to both books. Pre-order them both. And they're doing a thing where if you order up to 1,000 copies, there's a free card with each of them too. So I think that's cool. So yeah, chat dudes, guys, it's been good. It's been great. And I love that the majority of you have stuck around throughout this show, throughout the entire time, anywhere between like what 14 and 21 people. I appreciate that. It means 2/3 of you stuck around the entire time. That's awesome. Thank you guys. I seriously appreciate it. Christian, thank you for the super chats over in the show. I appreciate that. And of course, shout out to Vince and Deeple holding the fort down on Rumble. To all of you in the chat for hanging out. So our regulars, some of the faces I haven't seen in a while, like DK Bones. Great to see you guys. Seriously, really engaging chat. You guys were very interactive, and we covered a lot of ground tonight between Seven Deadly Sinners, Spider-Noir, classic ASM and F4, upcoming books in the next week. Cover a lot of ground in 2 hours and 10 minutes, and you guys were around for it. So I appreciate that. Seriously, guys, thank you very much. We'll be back here next Saturday, talking more classic ASM and F4 and whatever else comes up our way that becomes noteworthy discussion. So, Mr. Caster, sir, what do you got coming out your way?
So coming up Monday nights, we do the Mech Pit chat over on my channel, Ironcaster, where we talk about big robots. And for the next week or so, for the next couple of weeks, we'll probably be delving into some more of the classic Beast Wars. So we do a little bit of an episode discussion there, and potentially what else is coming up. Like, for example, there is a brand new Tokusatsu series, Space Sheriff Gavin, who's getting a premiere soon. So I think we might be doing a little bit of talking about that here. So with that said, Nick, thank you as always for having me. It's been a blast. I want to thank everyone out there in the chat for coming on by and, making us a part of their weekend, making us a part of their Saturdays. And happy Valentine's Day.
Agreed. No, sir, I appreciate you hanging out here. Always fun hanging out here. You and I held the fort down. No big deal for 2+ hours. We crushed it. And, they say not to brag, but dude, come on. We carry the conversation on these comics. I was like, okay, just the two of us, no big deal. We can adjust accordingly, and we did. And good excuse to hang out with you as well. So yes, I hope you have a great Saturday night and the rest of your weekend. Chat, of course, as to you as well. Yes, happy Valentine's Day. I'm probably gonna have another glass night and hang out with my kids until we knock out tonight, probably around midnight or 1 a.m. But chat, coming on my way. Let's see here. We'll be here next Saturday, obvious. Oh, Thursday afternoon, Nick Talks Trek episode 2. My guest will be just another red shirt to talk classic Star Trek, the original series. Toxic Tuesday, we talking Lethal Weapon 3. No videos as such on the main channel yet, but expect a lot of Bonded by Metal videos coming out probably by month's end. There'll be videos on Racer X, one on Demolition Hammer, and there'll even be one as a review on the new upcoming Rob Zombie album as well. So, and I think the other guys are working on our video, so expect a lot of Bonded by Metal videos as well. Random, my video focus has been really focused on Bonded by Metal. My Megadeth video on their Billboard album gained us 11 subs, and that was like 2,600 views. So really happy that the numbers have been climbing for Bonded slowly and steadily. So I want to make sure I want to get that channel monetized by year's end. So that's the goal: get 500 subs and get our watch hours there. So maybe by the time we do that, we'll start doing some live streams. But chat, once again, thank you for being here. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all have a great Saturday night, rest of your weekend. But we're out of here. This is goodbye, good fight, and good night.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can smell it.